Hello, Recon87 here, and welcome back to some Hearts of Iron 4 with the New Order Total Conversion mod. We are playing as the Kingdom of England. We started off as Her Majesty's most loyal resistance. We overthrew the shackles of a collaborationist fascist government, and we are now in a period of rebuilding and possibly reunification of these glorious isles. So we have Jellicoe is in charge, and I don't have a picture of it, but we brought back good old Elizabeth as our rightful queen. Meanwhile, in terms of what's the rest of the world look like, well, we've had Hitler has died, we had the German Civil War, and we have Bormann, who is in charge of Germany. In Russia, we have the four main states are getting ready to be poised for the Russian unification battle. So we've got kind of authoritarian socialists in the West Russian Revolutionary Front, and we've got some ultra-nationalists in Siberia. We've got a conservative democracy in Central Siberia, and then we've got some more authoritarians far east. Two communists, a democracy, and a ultra-national. So we'll see how they pan out. So in terms of content, the kind of stories that get weaved into TNO last about 10 years. So we've probably got about 3 years of in-game content left, which should hopefully see us through a nice unification of this island and not getting sea lioned and wiped by Germany. Which would be a very rather inglorious end to this run. Excuse me. Sorry, the sort of a mute button for Mike, but that'll have to wait a long time. So, first challenge for us is it's always really loud the first time you click that in the game. I don't know why. A random little buggy thing. Right, what was I trying to focus on? Focus. Monday night and my head's all gone. Right, we are in reunification. Yeah, so all our other focuses built on stability and kind of trying to sort of place out have been blocked. Last time we were pushing through a lot of bills. Well, we were trying to push through a lot of bills. I wasn't actually very successful. And in part, I think I probably should have done the political stuff before I tried to do the reform bills. But can't change the past. But more importantly, we have the Welsh to deal with now. That's where we're going to start. The dragon to the west. With the chaotic state of Europe and the world, a divided Isles is a doomed Isles. Wales, with its rich coal and coastal resources, would be invaluable to reasserting our national strength. We should also not forget our nearly 1,000-year-long history of unity with Wales. Their independence is a minor aberration to be corrected with force if necessary. In the meantime, our diplomatic channels will be buzzing with anticipation of a peaceful union. So Wales is currently controlled, or the state of Wales, currently controlled by a despot, Julian Cayo Evans. So we'll see. I'm not sure he's going to be too keen to give up power. We still have the Republic of Scotland to the north, who are social democrats. They're probably going to be pretty against the reunification. Actually, which party's in charge? Oh, it's the Labour Party. But it's not the SNP, so it might give us a chance. Chance for peaceful reunification. Meanwhile, let's check what decisions have we got on the go. So we're dealing with our High Command. That just eats political power. Dealing with balance, but that's absolutely fine at the moment. Still concerns there, so I think we could probably spend some political power on this. Just doing the small ones. Very efficient, very loyal. Happy with that. Our tech, so yeah, we were getting attack helicopter companies for our troops, which is D for 1967. So what could we grab? Improved anti-air, not what we're using anti-air. Special forces, we haven't got any. We could go at get some airborne. We could think about trying to modernize a tank. We don't know if we can afford to build one. Let's bring our trucks up to date, shall we? A reasonable place to start in terms of our armies and our building. What's logistics looking like? So we do have some Comet 2s. They look like, I'm not sure if they're light tanks or infantry fighting vehicles. Oh, they are infantry fighting vehicles. Anti-tanks we're good on. We are, that's right, we upgraded our artillery, so we're still getting short on them. Loads of guns. Maybe we should stop building guns. That seems wrong, isn't it? I think we've got one factory on it. Plenty of motorized, plenty of support, plenty of planes, and even some spare helicopters. In a pretty good state. How is our economy? Our debt is massive, and we're currently running a deficit. Okay, so we're not doing so. Generally, the best way to get over your deficit is to stop building things. Right, given that we've got 10,000 guns, let's... Alright, we'll come back to this once we've dealt with the Welsh issue. George Jellicoe has deemed England able to expand. Wales will soon become its likely target. The nation has been a mess from the start and will likely have no other option but to join us. After all, they are fully aware of the measures we would be willing to use if they dare to defy us. They'd have to be led by some sort of madman to decline. Time for unification talks with Welsh are upon us. A letter will be sent to Cardiff immediately to get the process started. What choice do they have? Which means we should be able to go on to the next one. The government will do the talking. Okay, so we're going to depends how they respond to our letter. So I think we are just sitting pretty in the meanwhile, yep. Need to let time tick. I want to go back and look at production. We've got a little bit of those. We're upgrading those, We're a lot in reserve. I'll leave that for now. Building those. Okay. Have we helped a lot? A little bit. A little bit. Just up one more. What is it? How many if it's 10 million, 100 million factory? Let's see if we drop you down to 3. Let's see what difference that makes. We were on 76. I'll do my best to remember that. Wales has refused to even host talks with English over the topic of unification. Yeah, knew that guy wasn't going to go for it. Clearly more aggressive measures will have to be utilised in order to bring about unification with Wales. Measures which the English have made clear they would not shy away from. Cayo and his damned clique of nationalist terrorisers will be put down. They will not stand a chance against the might of the English military. The English army will require some time to prepare. Given time, Cayo's men will all be retreating from the cause they claimed they would die for. Those in England are all in one mind, no matter how this will end. Now I have to go... Oh, but we'd have to go for this one, but I guess not. Oh, well. More events first. War has become unavoidable. Maybe that's not... We can't do that until after the war. That'd be interesting, we'll see. The Free Wales army will no doubt be prepared to defend their homeland with a degree of ferocity few would have expected from the Welsh. The English should avoid all-out humiliation at the hands of the FWA. More men will have to be called up to do their duty. I'm not convinced by that. I think our standing army would trounce them. The nation's reserve will help bring the fight to the Welsh. The generals of English armed forces are keen to avoid even the slightest chance of humiliation at the hands of the Welsh. England's army may dwarf its Welsh counterpart, but this action is seen as necessary to bolster its ranks of soldiers and overwhelm the defenders of Wales. Nothing will be left to chance. I mean, it's fair, hills and valleys, and it's not great terrain. Definite local advantage, but come on, they've got 2 dudes. 2!
Ready, sir.
You have a whole bunch... Oh, we need to do training, actually. Well, we're not going to do it now. After the war. Still worried about that. We can do some training. That's fine. What did I do? I was going to check our money. It's 50 million a factory. I really want to carve one more factory off, if at all possible. I'm not. I'll tell we could go to 4 dockyards. Would that do it? I mean, it's not a big deal. I could probably run at a deficit for a while, but I would quite like not to. Ready the RAF. One of England's greatest advantages over the Free Wales Army is the fact that it has an air force at its disposal. Limited as the Royal Air Force may be, it will still be of significant use come the time of the invasion. Therefore, more warplanes will be stationed in the airfields closest to Wales, and they will prepare to take to the skies and rain hell upon the Welsh. This may well be one of the first times many of our pilots will see active combat. These men will especially need extra training before the time of the invasion. The roar of English engines will soon be heard all over Wales, and one could only imagine that it would shake the Welsh people to their core. Take to the skies. He's giving me 200 cas. Oh, basic cas. And Here I am trying to build the good stuff. What does our Air Force look like? Navy? And they have excuse me, it's 25 fighters, 25 CAS and 50 attack helicopters. Well, I dare say we should get another CAS wing then. 25 is a bit weak actually. I like both of these. We don't really have the planes for it. That said, I'm not sure they've got much of the planes either. We could go up to 50 and a silly amount of CAS, so let's do something. $50 fighters and then we'll have 150 CAS. That sounds sensible. And they will all be attached to our main army. Oh yeah, we've still got 50 random attack helicopters. Cool. And right, and get 100 of them. Probably put us a little bit shy of a few things, but that's okay. Yeah, lots need problem. Oh, did that solve our... No, it didn't. Dockyard's not cost. I'm pretty sure dockyard's cost. Alright, whatever. Given the Welsh enduring stubbornness to accept English hegemony, a plan has been drawn up to start a small-scale attack on the Welsh border. The fight will draw out soldiers of the Free Wales Army and enable the English to realise how capable they really are. An English victory, of course, is the expected outcome. Yet, in the unlikely event an FW victory, the English army will be greatly dismayed and the government will also be embarrassed. Gunfire will be exchanged and the soldiers will fall. Whatever outcome, war will follow, and it will be much more bloody than a simple skirmish. Launch the attack. Oh, boy.
Ready to move.
Oh, it looks like we're absolutely smashing them. Yeah, even just a 1-to-1. These guys are not doing very well. Oh, well, that was easy. Reports have been sent back from the Welsh border about the result of the border conflict. They conclude that little remains of the men of the Free Wales Army had stationed in the area. The attack has been a success, and the Welsh military has been significantly weakened as a result. The rest of Wales is now wide open to attack. England has confirmed that its forces are vastly superior and will likely begin its invasion of the whole of Wales shortly. Soldiers are ready, and soon they will march on Wales. Nothing can stop them now. Wales will fall. Soon.
Ready to move.
Who on earth are you guys?
Listen up.
These guys just spawn. I'd have to go back and check. Why would I have them not in this army? Don't know. Yeah, they're all infantry template 1. Okay. Well, good with check. Let's have a look at our... no, it doesn't look like it. Ah, it may have just been misplaced. What are you, 3344? Or for more offensive minded, but 3344 is good.
Ready, sir.
Oh, you've got the one random one we can't change. Them. Okay, that's fine. Need some of these special event troops you're stuck with, but that's not a problem. Right, can we get the war now? Decisions available. Hold up. Oh, it's just these. Worry about those. Clear all these out. I mean, I think I'm happy just to set the power on that for now. Low manpower, we do have low man. That's American carrier in our port. They're our friends, that's okay. On, where's this event then? Long for war. Making sure. It's gonna be a very quick ruffle stomp when it happens. Oh, if you're going to take your time. It's slow, isn't it? Death of Emperor Asin Gyoropu. Oh, was he? Oh, this is interesting. So I think this dude, in real life, Republic of China, fascist. Okay. Emperor of Manchuria. Yeah. This guy, Emperor Puri. So he, Puyi even. He was the last emperor of China. Also, obviously kicked out by the communist forces. Eventually became emperor of Manchukuo as a German puppet. And then the war was handed back to communist China. Spent a long time. Actually, I think he spent time in Siberia before he finally got handed back. Went through like reform and camps and all that unpleasantness for years and years and years. But eventually came out a completely reformed character and spent the end of his days as a street sweeper in, I can't remember which city. Yeah, and was a kind of a shining example for communism of reforming the kind of bourgeois. Obviously, you know, reform through force isn't really the same, but that's not how they painted it. But yeah, really interesting character. War is declared. Since the outcome of the border conflict was announced, on both sides of the border, troops and civilians alike have been awaiting the start of the inevitable English invasion. The Three Wales army has had some time to prepare. They will no doubt struggle to hold off the advancing English, all the while harried by enemy aerial superiority. However, the excruciating wait will soon be over. The order to attack will be ordered from the English High Command, and the English army will march into Wales. You will regret the passing of the FW's grip over the Wales. The dream of a Welsh Republic is long since dead. What's left will soon be put out of its misery. We leave the OFN. Interesting. Maybe we'll rejoin afterwards. Let's go, boys. Okay. That insane bastard, Julian Cayo Evans, has been running our western neighbour for a year now. In his youthful bouts of insanity, he truly believes little Wales can stand up against the inevitable tides of unification. Down with him. We shall immediately begin preparations for an invasion. A bit late for that. We will crush an insolent pest skittering through the countryside, and within days our armoured courts— we don't have an armoured court— will be in Cardiff. We greeted as liberators. Cayo had, no doubt, built a vicious and fanatical following. They are hardly indicative of the average Welshman. A united Britain is closer than ever. I mean, I agree with them that this war is going to be over in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. England and Wales at war. A very, very short. And there we have it. Oh, that a fight? Oh, wrong one. I want to do a shift click. Nice big. I certainly think Scotland will put up more of a fight. They too eventually will bow to the inevitable. Eventually. Ireland could be trickier. England defeats Wales. Now that some time has passed since unification was finally realised, like an hour, its effects have started to be felt by the people of Wales. Initially nothing much changed. The shops stayed open and they spoke the same language as before. Many even wondered what all the fuss had been about to begin with. However, this would change. English goods would fill the shelves of Welsh stores. Joblessness became increasingly common with less people to sell to. The stores shut down. An influx of English arriving in the country would also make the Welsh language worthless, wiping out much of the local country with it. The local way of life was passing away in front of them. One they'd never thought they would miss, and there was nothing they could do to stop it from fading away. That seems quite an extreme reaction. Welsh terrorism. Great. Terrorists. Okay. We can't get them brought back into line. Welcome home. The road to unification is over. Wales, standing for just 2 decades in independence, well, perhaps power isn't the right word. They existed, for certain, but no longer. Now, as before the war, the great peoples of Wales and England are one. No more scheming nationalists and communists. No more volatile shocks from global coal prices. Now, everywhere from Cardiff to distant northern hills near Snowdonia, shall be under London's benevolent dominion. I get the feeling they're not as happy about it as we are telling it to be.
Listen up.
I would quite like if you motorized, but I don't really have the manpower or the industry. I think it's air power is probably going to have to rely on. Air power is pretty good. How's our money looking? Hey, we're now running a deficit. This is excellent. Okay, I'm happy with that. In fact, running such a deficit, I might be able to go to the third factory. Ooh, look at us. Yeah, okay, we'll run at that. And hopefully, as our GDP, obviously we just got a big boost from eating whales. As that grows, our ability to spend will grow. We'd love to fill this debt though. Decisions. Be loyal. Good. Another 50 and we can push that up again. It'll be tip-top condition. On terror and black shirts. Decades of isolation have developed curious and dangerous pathologies among many a Welshman, more so than we had first anticipated. Our garrisons in the countryside have faced dozens of bombings and sniper attacks, and we are almost certain that more than one group is at play. To pacify our foes, we use both the sword and the pen. Those who viciously attack our soldiers, there will of course be no mercy, unless they surrender. We must specifically track and kill the masterminds, finding their identities no matter the cost. All the while, our crack team of journalists will be ensuring that our campaigns against the enemy will appear as benevolent as possible. Soon, there will be nobody left to even fathom Welsh resistance. Resistance is futile. It's sad that we're wiping out Welsh culture though. I mean, can we not keep a fairly, localised culture within Wales? No? And you wonder why they had a problem with the English. Are we building? We are. We're building infrastructure in Cornwall. Yes, we want to build one. Oh yeah, we were just maxing out everywhere. Yeah, we'll do that. As you build some more civilian... I promise, if you build civilians, it does also increase the cost of running your construction spending. I think theoretically it also increases your GDP. It uses fuel as well though. How is our fuel doing? Current fuel, blah blah blah. Current consumption, what do we produce? Almost nothing. Doesn't make sense, we don't really have any oil. Well, we should have North Sea oil, only once we get Scotland. Tell you what, let's... Once we're done all this infrastructure, let's get some more civs on the go. I don't think it's going to be in the slightest bit relevant to the game, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's say we level up the north of England. Oh, we've got all sorts of horrible modifiers. Just okay, focus on the stuff that doesn't matter. Two brothers united. At last, Wales has calmed to governable levels. Few gunshots ring out, even in most sparsely populated of regions, as citizens slowly resume their normal routines. This process was no easy feat, yet here we stand over a stable union of nations. At last, this brief divorce ends, all while Wales' coasts and coal reserves open to our shared use. Soon, none shall trifle with Britain. So, in terms of comparing it to the rest of the focus trees, like both the Civil War 1 or the pre-Civil War 1 and the election one, this Welsh one feels a little bit anemic. I don't feel like I've had any impact from these so-called Welsh rebels. I was going to say, let's look at occupations. Here we go. There you go. Not even occupying any since my core, so... Yeah, I'm not sure it's really affecting us much. Oh, we've got this, I suppose. Ability, war sport, rootable pop, but not been that noticeable. What's the rest of the world doing? Where can I find the current wars? Ongoing conflicts. Just one war in the world. Wow. We're sitting at DEFCON 5. As peaceful as can be. This one conflict here between the authoritarian Democrats of Finland and the authoritarian socialists. It looks like Finland's on the push, actually. There was an early win for Russia against, I think it was like an anti-Bolshevik league in here. Now, I mean, that's a cut-off. Interesting. Alright, we'll see how that pans out. Meanwhile, very much. I want a fourth. I want a fourth factory. Darn it! I want everything. I'll leave it for now. Right, so that's Wales done, and we can just go back to what we were doing before, which was lots of trading stuff. We could do, but we're not. No, we're focusing on sorting out England. And we were in the amongst us. We're in the middle of a party conference when we just stopped for a minor war invasion of Wales. I'm trying to balance our team. So let's start with what to do with Powell. So this is dealing with our internal National Democratic League. We've got more liberals and on the left, and kind of more right-leaning patriots on the right. Trying to balance them all at the minute. At the end of the day, it comes down to a single man, Enoch Powell. He's the minister in our cabinet, but also the head of the Patriots. We must decide how much media attention we can allow him to have. While giving him more time on air will definitely allow us to reach out to more voters, especially amongst the far right, it is equally possible this could cause the population to become more conservative and right-wing. So we do actually have a bit of an issue in that we are 55% socialist at the minute. If there was an election today, we'd lose. We need to sort that if we can. And that was partly due to trying to push through some of these bills. We needed socialist support. Anyway. Oh, China has modernized. Well done, China. I don't know if China's got a focus during this, actually. Check. Austerity is over. I think we're going to restart it again. Yeah, you do have a tree. Cool. Alternation I've played through as. So with austerity over, our budget's going to be ruined. By a mere billion, so we'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll keep balancing our books. Which I think makes our divisions fight worse, actually. Makes sense if you're a period of military austerity. What does this do for us? In fact, we'll tell us here. So we lose that one. Spending time longer. Yeah, we lose 20%. Wow, 20% org, 20% attack. That's huge. We probably shouldn't be doing this if we're thinking about to have a fight. Maybe we should lay that off that next time. Austerity is unfortunately required. Massive 54 billion of debt. Oh, we can click a button. Push our efficiency. So now we're actually getting bonuses from this. High command is in a good place. Nah, this is the balancing I was talking about. That's in a good state. So Scotland should be easy enough, as they are independent, unallied. The mysterious disappearance of Albert Speer. So he's been living in America. So this is after the Civil War. But he has gone missing. I wonder if he was abducted by the winning side of the Reich Bormann. We do have a chunk of Northern Ireland, the NCSZ. I don't actually know what that stands for. I don't know. Who are a puppet of the Republic. I wonder how we get them back, if we do get them back. Powell's unique characteristic. We must be mad, literally mad, as a nation to be permitting the annual inflow of thousands of dependents who are, for the most part, the material of future growth of the immigrant-descended population. In these circumstances, nothing will suffice but that the total inflow for settlement should be reduced at once to negligible proportion. So here we go. We're playing in a fantasy setting, and it's still all about immigration. Honestly, some things never change. Especially when taking into consideration that the alien element in question carries with it the Eastern Orthodox religion. Oh, throwing in a good bit of bigotism for good measure. Totally abhorrent to the well-established institution of Anglican dominions in our country. Bloody hell, thought Jellicoe as he turned off the television. Enoch Powell was becoming a massive problem. His statements in the press kept causing headaches in the party. The SLP had gone from mildly displeased to furious when the man spoke on immigration. No longer be considered a misstep, and was now clearly a window into a dark and hateful mind. The National Democratic League could simply not comment and turn away from Powell, as it had for so long. Or it could undercut him, sideline the Patriots, weaken them, help the Liberals out. That had its own problems with party unity. Surely something had to be done. No. Yank his chain. We will not tolerate that in our free and democratic Britain. By all means, you can have your reasoned views, but I will not condone hatred of individuals and groups. Or merely membership of said individuals and groups. Or said groups. You can't be a member of an individual. Okay, let's now look at the left side. The Whigs. Liberals. There are many voters stuck between us and the Socialist Labour Party. The Whigs have the ability to sway some of these swing voters to our side by promising the same SLP policies these voters are enamoured with. Through this, the Whigs will benefit us by bringing more voters to our cause and depriving the SLP. Oh, good. We just got a boost to NDL. I like that. So that's what we needed to try and push back these guys. I don't think you can get a coup or anything like that, so I'm probably worrying about not. You can go away. We're no longer interested. Have we finished our research? 30 days, and then I'd quite like to try and stick those in the units. We'll see how short of helicopters we are. Heirs of Babylon. Heirs of Babylon is a newly released fiction book detailing a alternative universe in which the Third Reich lost its struggle against the decadent capitalist West and the mongrel states of Russia after our beloved Führer, well, I'm not sure England would call him a beloved Führer, was cut down by Snepper's bullets in 1935. Written by Cornish author Anthony Beevor, Heirs of Babylon detail the lives of people living in divided Berlin, Londonium, Alexandria and Philadelphia, the new capital America. Yada yada yada. Interesting. That's also a nod to the Kaiser Reich mod, where they have an event where Churchill writes an alternative, because that's also based off the German victory of World War II, but sorry, World War One, and then looking at World War II timeline. As an event where Winston Churchill writes an alternative history where Germany lost the Russell finished ceasefire. These guys have had enough. Stalemate. Interesting. Okay. Somewhat anticlimactic, let's be honest. We can't follow them for not wanting to slog through each other through a miserable terrain in the middle of winter. Middle of winter. Oh, tell you what I was going to do. By Jove, I'll do it. Get these guys to do shift click on training. They will now train until they're regular. Sorry, until they're trained. And then they'll stop. He says confidently.
Attention!
The armies will train. Exercise will automatically stop when all units reach maximum. Stop that. Guess I have to do it at individual level rather than a... Oh, you should stop. Are you not trained? You are trained. You should stop training.
Orders. Ready, sir.
Do it individually.
Yes,
If
sir.
I tell you, if I tell you to this, you stop. Oh, okay, it's got a slightly different symbol now. I don't know why that didn't take when I did it at the field marshal level. Right. We all have dirty secrets. Recently, some information has been brought to our attention regarding a particular topic. It concerns St. John Stevas. So he's the guy in charge of the Whigs and the liberal leanings, in regards to his unconventional tastes. It would seem his dedication to the decriminalisation of homosexuality is due in no small parts to his preferences. Ah dear. This information could be extremely damaging to both him and the League were it to become public knowledge, especially in the socially conservative climate of the country. Must meet with it at once to clear up this issue. So there you go, we've fought off the jackboot of fascism, turned away the Germans. We're still going to persecute some men and women who want to spend time together. Redonkulous. What missing? Killing me.
Listen up.
Actually, my logistics. Tell me what am I short on? Trucks. Oh, I'm building trucks. That's that what you're trying to tell me? You ain't got building any trucks, dude. Alright, we'll have one truck. What are you getting? Because you're gonna hurt me. Okay.
Listen up.
No, you're doing it. You're still training. But all units meets the maximum training level, which... Oh, which will be level 3 regular. That's what I'm forgetting. Jeez.
Ready, sir.
Okay. It was idiot time. Oh, inventory equipment. Yeah, but I've got like 10,000 of a blooming stuff, don't I? I mean, churning through it. Surely not. Yeah. Relax yourself. You're just gonna keep telling me that. Button? Oh, I thought it was gonna be this button I clicked. Never mind. Oh, field hospital. That does sound useful. Slap that on our dudes. Edit. Oh, actually, what have you got? Support artillery, recon, engineer, support anti-tank. I want to add helicopters. Maybe we'll have to swap out for... I don't know. I'll have a look at the stats. I do want field hospitals. I think. I do. My manpower is not great. Attack Helicopter Company 1. See what this looks like. We got up to 2? At a time. Okay. What do we want? I don't know actually. Check it all up to date. You get special forces, we're not really building any of them. Artillery. Oh, there we go. So, look at our unit now. Where all can we stick helicopter? Not here. Simply over here somewhere. If we swapped out artillery for attack helicopter. Much higher health, much higher rotation, much more soft attack, hard attack. They are better than just straight up artillery, which is we need a lot. Oh boy, I'm gonna need a lot of helicopter. Let's do it. Let's modernize our army. me 36 heart attack and you can 70. What I could do actually is keep my artillery and swap you out for helicopter. Get even more soft attack. Not quite as much heart attack, but we still have more than we used to. Probably not enough to get the job done though. And we have got line artillery, so no, you know what? Let's keep the anti-tank. We'll do this. Good news, our deficit of artillery just got a lot better. Bad news, we don't have helicopters. And I'm gonna get rid of our helicopter wing. Have them just... Are you? You know... No, I don't want to deselect you, I want to delete you. Perfect. Because I'm presuming you're not going to tell me I'm massively short. No? I thought I needed like hundreds. Independence for UAE. Oh my god, I'm so short of support equipment. Where are you? Well done, UAE. Infantry Template 1 has got the helicopters. Needs lots of helicopters. Logistic is not saying, by the way, you're ridiculously short of helicopters. Oh, it is now. Okay. And support equipment. Do that. What about the economy? Yeah, it's good. To be honest, what I could simply do is cancel this. Don't build any of those. Don't build that. Build that. And just one level. That will wipe 1.6 billion off our spending. Alright, I'll